trucks, more foreign trucks, more on a tour bus, more pork cup, toast to the winners, throw it up.
Where the drums at?
Dollar. Hey, DJ Mosky, let's get it. We the champions here in Los Angeles. We doing numbers. Bringing home victory straight out the huddle. I'm at the plug, introduced to my...
From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Today, we get the season started with an AFC East tilt right off the bat between the New England Patriots and the Miami Dolphins. There's Nick Folk ready to put this one in the air. And we are underway from Hard Rock Stadium. Taking it about the 1. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Now we're going to get a timeout here called by the Patriots. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Come on, set! Come on, 38!
They'll run here with Raheem Mostert, and he'll manage to pick up about 4 in second down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Tua firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Tua sets up to pass it. Got a man, that's Trent Sherfield. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. 33 yards that time.
Execution was one of their watchwords leading up to this one. And on that play, able to execute brilliantly here on this opening drive.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Gets it to Hill. It's a jet sweep. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big, or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
In motion, Hill. On 2nd and 11 now. Tua. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down. Now Tua. He'll get it once more into the hands of Hill. And he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down.
Set, ready. Strike, play. Yellow blue. Ready.
Tua on 4th down. That's going to be caught. It's so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. Mostert will take this in for the Dolphin touchdown. Excellent start there. First drive of the season, big-time success, putting it in the end zone.
And remember, that was done without any real map of how to do it. In other words, the deeper you get into the season, you get game film to work off of, tendencies to work off of. The first drive of the season, things can be entirely different than what you've seen in the past. It's a really good job of execution by them.
And it'll be intercepted. Oh, they try a lateral on the return, and now the ball's loose. They had that great, long, methodical drive to put in the end zone, and they tried to bite off a little more and get hit points. Instead, they're sitting at 6.
But didn't that feel like a decision that they made on Tuesday?
Yeah. You usually say that's what they do, right?
Right. That's the best one. The best ones do that. They take the emotion out of it. That felt like that was scripted. Hey, if we score in the opening drive, we're going to go for 2 and try and really gain an advantage.
Jones and the Pats now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They run with a 4th-year man. This is Damian Harris. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Throwing, Jones. A quick throw, knocked away, and incomplete.
This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw in coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now the Dolphins are going to take another timeout here. And that's their 2nd charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Jones. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Brandon Jones picking it off. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. CD, what a sensational start for this defense. Instead of just forcing the 3-and-out, which they were about to do, they pick it off and take it in for the score.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't just settle for the standard good way to start a game. They started in dramatic fashion. Take it away, score points, and guess what? They'll be flying to go back out there on defense again after that play.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This one fielded at the 5. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And, Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in Week 1. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this be a few weeks down the road?
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brandon. First of all, it allows you to see that the entire offseason and know, hey, right out of the gate, we're playing a division game. Second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have them all bunched up at the end of the year, that's not as much fun watching teams try to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch. And last but not least, let's face it, we're TV people. What a great game to sell right out of the gate.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game. And that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage. In any event, it happened pretty quickly. I'm not sure he made the right decision on that one. I think if he had to do over again, he would have found a different target downfield. But he made his decision, and that one's incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Jones. He's going to look deep down the field. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And the Dolphins are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward. Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
On 2nd and 9, Tua. That one complete to Hill. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Gets it to Hill. It's a jet sweep. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again. An excellent run there coming from out wide.
And we used to consider these jet sweeps to be gadget plays or something a little bit unusual, right? But now most teams have some version of this play in their playbook. And I think it's a lot because of the receivers that are being developed nowadays. These guys look like running backs, even though they're playing out on the perimeter.
In motion goes the tight end. 12-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports.
Come on, get track.
Here we go, here we go. Blue strike. Field black. Red green. Yellow.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Tua now on 1st down. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Throwing again on second down. Tua. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, to me, there was no question about the intent there, and I think he was a little fortunate that the penalty flag didn't come out for grounding. But he'll get away with it and get another shot on third down.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by David Long. And the Pats are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
And that felt like a little extra pressure on that third down attempt, and their mistake cost them points because they're inside the red zone. So you know you've got at least a field goal waiting for you. And in this case, they end up with nothing.
They'll get this out in a hurry to Parker. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. It's not often you see trades within a division, but that's just what happened with Devontae Parker. Spent 7 years in a Dolphins uniform, but was traded to these Patriots back in April. And he makes the catch there against his former mates. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. Now a give, running left is Harris. And he'll get about 3 up past the 25. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
In search of 3 yards here to pick up the first down. Looking to throw. Jones. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Lawrence Guy able to bring him down.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. In motion, Hill. On 2nd and 9, Tua. Gets this one to Hill. Touchdown! Tyreek Hill from 21 yards away. And the Dolphins are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that will make this a 19-point game. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And not much on this one. Takes it from the 21. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Pats at the line, ready to go. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Again, it's Harris on 2nd down. And not much room to speak of. We'll get about 3 up to the 41.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Move the chains, a gain of 7 on third down. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try to put some points on the board.
And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Fans, a reminder, coming up at this and every halftime this season, we'll be checking in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando for highlights and analysis and scores from around the NFL here in this opening weekend.
Let's put the coach to work.
Throwing on second and long. Jones fires the out route and completes it to Harris. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
That's a good bounce back play right there after taking a sack on first down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a third and short yardage call. Through the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out third and long.
Third down, and they're going to try the jet sweep. And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. For it with Harris. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. They're able to keep the drive alive. 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. So now following the roll of the dice, they've got a 1st and 10 inside the 35. Jones throw here taken in by Parker. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
It's brought in by Harris. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
A chance for their first points of the season here as it's 1st and goal. Back to throw. Jones. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Jacoby Myers, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Patriots get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point up and good by Folk. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead. He's got a man complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This one taken just inside the 10. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now, they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
Jones on first down. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. And they run with Harris off the option. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Jones. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Brandon Jones picking it off. And the Dolphins will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line.
As they started that drive, I think they looked at the scoreboard and said, this is a manageable deficit, guys, but let's go ahead and start cutting it down right here. Instead, an interception happened, so a 2-possession game might become 3. So as we get going here in the second half, this could rapidly reach the point where there isn't enough time left for a comeback if their defense doesn't bail them out.
And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. Tackle made by Adrian Phillips.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
Second and 9 from the 44. Tua going to throw. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
You got to give some credit there, able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and give some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Marching in for the sack, Matthew Judon. I'm sure a lot of time was spent in the locker room, Charles, and talking with his defense about setting a tone here in the 3rd quarter when you're down on the scoreboard. A sack like that, maybe that can get them going.
Yeah, you have to believe exactly what you just said, that they got together and said, let's be some change agents here. Let's go ahead and turn things around. Let's be the force that gets us going here in the second half and puts us in a position to find a way to win the game.
The Pats at the line, ready to go.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
2nd and 10, third quarter of the season opener.
Looking to throw. Jones. That's complete into the hands of Myers.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Jakobi Meyers really came into his own as New England's de facto #1 wide receiver last season. They led the Pats in catches and yardage and really showed what he can do as a top target and a safety net for his young quarterback.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Jones.
He'll get this into the hands of Stevenson.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. And my goodness, another interception.
Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football.
And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
So the delay of game penalty moves it back 5. That makes it 2nd and 10. In motion, Hill. Tua wants to throw it on 2nd down. And he whips that one incomplete there. He was looking for Tyreek Hill that time. And it's 3rd down.
Here we go.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30.
So 4th down, Tua departs, and on is Jason Sanders and the Dolphin field goal unit.
The kick by Sanders is good, and the Dolphins will add onto their lead.
So the turnover leads to points as they run 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They force the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
Fielded right around the 8. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Operating from the gun, Jones.
And he's going to drop this down at Harris, middle of the field.
And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. The offense on third down, it's been a problem. Just run for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Hunter Henry brings it in.
And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a first down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
Jones now on 1st and 10.
And that was going to be off target and incomplete. Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
On 2nd and 10, Jones. His throw incomplete.
As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable. Usually an excellent target and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
Back to throw again. He's going to air one out. He's got a man complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England.
Tyquan Thornton.
His first NFL reception goes for 6.
And the Patriots are able to cut into that deficit.
Folk connects on the extra point as this gets him back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. That last touchdown has made this really tight. They're clinging now to this slim lead. Second half, they only have a field goal. This offense needs to kick it into gear.
And right now, I'm looking directly.
And this will be caught at the 30. Touchdown, Dolphins. I think all teams probably like seeing that schedule for the first time, looking at week 1, oh good, we're at home. This is why you want to be home in week 1. They're looking sharp.
And I agree with you totally. That's what you want, but there carries a little extra pressure with that as well because you and I both know protecting the home field, winning your home games is paramount in this league. So you go into it, yeah, we want it, but now you actually have to go out and prove it.
Yeah, 2 sides to that coin and looking like they're going to protect it here in this one.
Very short kick taken right at the 20. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The Pats at the line, ready to go.
The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Jones. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Jones.
I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Desperation time now. Here's Jones.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Patriots come up empty on 4th down, and the Dolphins get the football in great field position.
Check right.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert.
And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning.
Right, 97. Right blue. Ready.
Here's Tua.
Working the sideline here. Did he get the feet in? Yes, they say that he did. Nice job tapping both of them down.
First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. Gets it to Hill. It's a jet sweep. And out of bounds right around the 20. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Tua sets up to pass it. And his throw's going to be incomplete. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. You can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
They'll send the tight end in motion. They'll try and run here with Mostert. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Nothing doing on 2nd and 3rd down after that 9-yard gain on 1st. Tagovailoa going for it on 4th down. That's to his running back, complete. And he will have a Dolphins first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. That one a backbreaker as they wind up converting there on 4th.
Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10.
In motion, Hill. On 1st down, Tagovailoa. It's Hill, complete. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, 1st and goal.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal.
One more time with Mostert. And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. Raheem Mostert, already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Dolphins are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their fourth quarter lead.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
Fields it right around the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And they knew coming in that this would be a tough place to go in and win a season opener. But this has just been a performance, to be frank.
And now here is another interception.
Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football.
What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. That one looks like he'll throw here. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, fourth quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
From midfield, here's Tua. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
They'll send the tight end in motion left. Tua on 4th down. And going deep for Hill. And this is caught inside the 5. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well.
Here's Mostert.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown.
Raheem Mostert with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the Dolphins up the lead to 4 scores now here in this fourth quarter. The two are going to try and throw for it.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No, okay.
The Pats at the line, ready to go.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. One final shot. They'll look to throw.
And And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
Oh, wait, hold everything. A timeout has been called. Seemingly silly with 1 second remaining in this game.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone.
And this is incomplete. Oh, that looked like a sure 6 points, but he could not get that to stay.